Sanibonani balandeli nabathandi bebhola, siyanamukela kuThe Yellow Corner. Namhlanje sinilethela i-episode entsha yeThe Yellow Corner lapho sizobe sikhuluma ngomdlalo omkhulu wangoLwesithathu. Iqembu elikhulu laseMzansi Afrika, iMamelodi Sundowns, liyobe libhekane neqembu elikhulu lase-KZN, uSuthu, ngoLwesithathu ka-7:30 ke. Ihora lesikhombisa malindlule imizuzu e-30. Sawubona Raps.
Who are you trying to impress, my man?
Sawubona Raps. Go from now on. Arenza the preview. Arenza the team ya KZN. Igetsa ka Zulu. Arenza the team ya Limpopo. Retsa Spedi. Lisvenda la mixer. Ya big pyramids. We're doing it in Arabic.
Sharp, so
Get sharp, man. Yeah, greetings, football lovers. We are back with another installment of the Yellow Corner as we bring Mamelodi Sundowns game week 10 fixture of the Dstvpremiership as they travel to Moses Mabhida on Wednesday night to take on Usuthu at 7:30. Yeah, man, let's get down to it, Raps. Both AmaZulu and Sundowns are coming into this game after suffering losses in cup competitions, even though Sundowns suffered theirs in the CAF Champions League group stages away in Lubumbashi. AmaZulu lost at home in the semi-final of the Cunning Black Label. They were humbled by TS Galaxy 2-3 on Sunday afternoon, man. When you look at both teams and what happened on the weekend, which one do you think will be the most affected by their defeat? Because I think AmaZulu will be, because they were playing at home. They were 90 minutes away from playing a cup final after a very long time in front of their fans. So they might throw a pity party and feel sorry for themselves on Saturday. And they, unlike Sundowns can still rectify the mistakes that they made over the weekend because they are still in a good position in the group stages or in their group. So I think AmaZulu might be the ones who are most affected by their defeat. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think I have to agree with you. I think AmaZulu are the ones who are more affected by the defeat because of they were playing at home and they had a chance to make it to the final that was going to take place at Durban. So I think, for them, man, I think they really wanted to make it through the final. And you look at the teams that were left in the semi-finals. Like the big teams were not in the semi-finals, and you would fancy AmaZulu to make it to the final and win it. But I think they're the one who are mostly affected by the weekend's defeat compared to Sundowns. Because of us, we are still in the group stages. You are not eliminated, and we can bounce back and win other games in the group stages. But as for Bona, man, that means they have to look for another cup competition, which is going to come, I think, January or February. So, yeah, no, for them, I think it will affect them the most.
Itamaile di bonus tsa December ntate di bonus tsa December majitana shibile di bonus and they are gone. Raps, we are on a 9-match unbeaten run. We are on a 9-match winning streak in the current season. In the 2021-2022 season, AmaZulu ended our unbeaten run in game week 18 of the Dstvpremiership through an offside goal that I must state it was a clear offside goal Yamulenga in that match. Can they do it again?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You look at the team that you have mentioned that defeated us. I think back then they had a good start, and that season they performed very well. And I think they finished second, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that season they were really, really on fire. But this season, man, I think they're a little bit struggling, and they are not doing very well for the squad that they have in their team. I expected them to do much better, but I don't think they will stand in front of Sundowns and get a point or get a 3 points. So I don't think so. I don't think they will stop our winning streak.
Yeah, I also don't think so. They are very inconsistent, man. One match they are hot, the next they are cold. So I don't think so. And like you mentioned, the fact that they had a good squad back then, they were doing so well under Benny, So I don't see them. And again, uh, what we spoke about earlier on, the defeat in the Culling Black Label semi-final is definitely gonna affect them. The guys might come into this one Bali demoralized, man. Looking at AmaZulu's lock position, they're currently 11th on the lock. They've played 12 games, won 3 of those, drew 6, lost 3 of those. They've scored 9 goals, conceded 10. Goal difference, -1. They're currently on 15 points. And they average 0.75 goals per game, which is very poor, and average 0.83 goals against, so which is relatively average, Leonard. Let's talk about what we can expect from Usuthu. I think AmaZulu is one of the very few, if not the only team, that plays a 3-5-1-1 or 3-5-2 system in the PSL this season. They rely on they play Hanamu on the left and mostly just on the right, if not Skakani, but most of the time Eba just and centrally the one player that constantly plays ke Ntho ke Ramahlwe, and it will either be Mubara, Legumete, or Phillies, and someone else. But Rama is the one who always plays. And because of the fact that they use with that's where they are most dangerous. Ka Joste le Hanamu, who are very good crossers of the ball. They always look to find Quem or Dion with their crosses. They won't hurt you that much central. Yes, Brooks Limpilo Engem will try and conjure something, but they always look to use with Yabon. And I'm surprised, though, they have not played Human a lot this season. I think that boy, as the one behind the striker, I think he'd kill a lot of teams. So, but again, you never know what happens at training. But yeah, he's the one player that I would have playing behind the focal point of attack. This season, Raps, if there's one team that models their game on our game, ke Moroka Swallows. They try and build up like us. They try and invite you and try and beat your press once you press, and they gain a numerical superiority. And when they played Swallows, the one thing that AmaZulu did well in that match is that they pressed Swallows really, really high. Their goal came from that, where Kimang Andile tried to play a pass, but Brooks was so smart where he had a shut down passing lane, intercepted that ball, and had a shot and scored a brilliant goal. And in one of the instances in that match, they had pressed Swallows so high. A ball was played, back pass was played to Agbe, and he second guessed himself. He didn't know what to do, whether to hoof it forward, to trap, or just I don't know, because he couldn't pick it up with his hands as it was a back pass, and it hit upright as Mubara pressed him. So I won't be surprised if they decide to press Sundowns the way they did Swallows. Yes, the quality of Sundowns, the Swallows, they welled apart. So that's one of the things that I think they might try to do. Press Sundowns up high and try and win it. So, but the one thing that I'm certain about, who they will use with using the wing backs in Honeymoon and Joste, who are good crossers of the ball. Your thoughts?
Now I think playing a 3-5-2 or 3-5-1-1, I think it needs a certain personnel in the team, and the players need to be able to absorb that information and the principles that they need to execute in certain positions. Look at their backline three. It is Rama, Mubara, and also Kumet. They are playing Rama central, and Rama being a player that played as a right back for Sundowns. Now I think it will be better if he played more on the right instead of being central, and play a guy like Phyllis or Mubara central because of one. Mubara once played as a midfielder at Orlando Pirates, so he's able to play in that central position and he can progress with the ball going forward as well as Phyllis. But playing Mubara on the left, man, I think it restricts him, and he is one of the best or ball playing defenders that we have. He's brave. He makes mistakes here and there, but he's brave. And also Ram, when you're playing as a center back, like a 3-5-2, that means you have a lot of options in front of you. You can pass your left center back or your right back, or you can pass your central midfielders, or move the ball to the diagonal to the wing backs, or play it long to Dion, who's more physical, who's more strong, and who can protect the ball. And as well as I think their midfield, I think Extin and Brooks, I think they have the same characteristics. I think one needs to make it on the team and one needs to be on the bench so that they have that extra offensive guy on the pitch. And also, I think their most threat, I think it comes from a Hanamub, who's more aggression on the ball, who can go to that final third, who takes shots at goal, who makes crosses. I think he's really good. And one thing I've witnessed about AmaZulu is that in the box they may not have more players, but outside the box for that second ball or for that rebound, they have a lot of players around the 18 area looking for that rebound or for that second ball, and they managed to get a lot of shots, and they failed to hit a target in a number of shots that they could have done better. So I think man, their formation, I don't think these players they can execute this formation because of you need a certain personnel, and you need players with different characteristics or attributes in the team. You look at the 3-5-2 that is played by Inter Milan last year in the CAF Champions League when Inter Milan played AC Milan in the first leg of
whoa. AC Milan, Inter Milan, CAF Champions League.
UEFA Champions League in the semi-final. In the semi-final, Inter Milan had 3 defenders and they had 2 wing backs, which was DiMarco and Dumfries, who are very aggression in terms of going forward, and also they can defend. And in the middle field, they have Mkhitaryan, they had Barella, they had Chinalob. Those midfielders have different attributes, but with AmaZulu, you find players with the same attributes, and the players that they not contribute in terms of goals, because of this formation needs players who are going to score goals and who are going to create goals. But in this AmaZulu side, I think they are lacking in that aspect.
It's good to know you do watch international football. Yeah, Lalam Dogish. I think you're the one person that I know who watches a lot of football. You watch football way than I do, and I'm proud to hear you pronounce the name of that Inter Milan penalty taker correctly. I do not know how to say that guy's name. Channel, yeah. One of the boys who worked with Mushin Etugral. How can Sundowns win this game, Raps?
I think because of AmaZulu, they are playing with a number 9 who's always alone up front. I think with us, when we build up, I expect us to build up much better and eliminate their first line of high press, which is their number 9 Alum. So I expect us to eliminate him and get behind him and move the ball faster. Against TS Galaxy, the first goal, Ramasho was the center back and Mubarak was the left center back. There was a huge space between them, and the ball was played between Ramasho and Mubarak. And because of Mojela had pace, he managed to get in front of them and eventually score. And also, you look at how the penalty came. TS Galaxy played on transition. And Mojela made a deep run and he passed about 3 or 4 players of AmaZulu and got a penalty. So I think we, Mamelodi Sundowns as well, I think expect us to make those deep runs from the middle and also exploit that gap between Ramachim Pahlele and either right center back or the left center back. And I expect us, as soon as we when we build up and we cross that center line, I expect us to increase our intensity and move the ball faster because of AmaZulu struggled with the pace here. Mojela. I forgot the other guy. TS Galaxy was faster, and also I think we need to make sure that we convert the chances that we create. I think that is the most important part. I think our conversion rate in this game, I think we need to do better on the final fight. We create those chances, but that last kick where it should go inside the net, man, I think we need to improve and do better.
No, I agree with you, man. And I expect a very congested midfield. I expect them to play Ben Mutwari and then have a boxing game in front of him. And then Rona will have Debza, Alende, LeBlesser. I think Blesser will definitely play in this match. So and it will be congested. And then there'll also be no room for us to exploit on the wide channel because of the wingback star one little bit lemon. So the only room that we might have in between more zone 1 and zone 4 and then zone 3 and zone 6. And that's where I think Zwanele Ribeiro will be crucial in terms of exploitive spaces. And Habalemolo, they can also get between the center backs, like you mentioned, the left center back, the center back central Rama or center back central the right center back. AmaZulu at times try to build up from the back, and they don't have the capacity, man. They do not have the capacity to do so, and in some instances, teams like Chippa United press them really hard and dispossess them. The Pirates did the same. Pirates almost scored from doing that. So I think we need to press them as high as possible. Then, perhaps AmaZulu is one team that struggles with defending the box. They can have 1 million players inside the box, but still struggle to defend. Like, there is a lot of unnecessary chaos in the box, AmaZulu. And recently, they've been exposed. The goal, Shitolo, against AmaZulu for Golden Arrows. AmaZulu had 7 players in the box. Shitolo headed Ali free and punished them. Both goals Mabasa, when they played Solos, they had a lot of players in the box, but they still failed to defend. Against Pirates, Mahopa had an easy a chance to score against them, and they still had a lot of numbers in the box. So we need to be clinical because we will create a lot of chances, and they will make it easy for us to create a lot of chances because there's just a lot of chaos in their box. So we need to think, man. We need to have our goal scoring boots on. What happened in Lubumbashi will not be acceptable again in 2 games in a row. We need to finish the opponent. Last week in the preview, I spoke about how Fiston Mayele let Mazembe off the hook in that match. Pyramid Mazembe. Sundowns will definitely punish Mazembe. Majita re kae ho nna ba mpontsha mehlono ka Saturday Majita Sundowns, man. Your starting lineup?
I'll start Williams. My back foot will be Mudau, Kekana, Lebusa, and my left back Teros Mashiko. My middle field Mukwena, Alende, Mayema. Then my front three Zwani, Shalulile, Ribeiro.
Okay, now we only differ with 3 players. I have Williams, Mudau, Kekana, Onyango. Libusa in the last 2 games, man, he's been cluttered, man. Bamshabile ka game ya Super Sport, the game ya Ntoya ya Mazembe, he was struggling. I think injury towards the end. So I think maybe a rest for him and then bring him back ka game ya Pyramids that we have to win. And then Mashego, Mukwena, Alende, I have Blesser, Ninstead, and I have Ribeiro, Zwane, Lishalulile up top. Score prediction?
I think we'll win 0-2.
I was waiting for that. I also think we'll win a 2-goal margin, but I think it will be a 1-3 win for Sundowns. Rabs, quickly, before we wrap this up for 30 seconds, then there's an issue. Madonna. Apparently, they offered him a contract, and he said, nope, he's not interested in a new deal. And there are rumors circulating or no, he's looking to sign a pre-contract. The Chief Zigan Toka January. What's your take on this situation at the pre-contract? How player is about to sign a contract? Would you has about to sign a contract to renew with you as a team? Would you continue playing that player, or you like go train with the under 12s?
I think sometimes these teams they use their powers in a bad manner, man. As much as you are not happy with a player signing a pre-contract, but you need to understand that football is turning to a business. Like, a player will always want a team that is likely to be successful, and a team that will also satisfy him in terms of the financial part. So I think that the teams they need to understand that. And if Madonna was a crucial player within your team and was helping the team to win games, and you think it's better when you have him on the bench because of he signed a pre-contract than helping the team in the last remaining few months so that the team be in a better position. So I think, man, that these teams they misuse their power, and I think this thing, man, I think it paints a bad picture for our football because of, man, Madonna was very excellent in this AmaZulu side, but sometimes you understand why the teams do that, because they don't want to lose a key player in their team.
When how would you play? Would you as the chairman and the owner, what do you call Rapelang 11? Would you play a player who's on his way out and is rumored to be signing? Would you tell your coach to play that player?
I think first of all you need to see his attitude in the training sessions. If his attitude is great and he looks like a player that still wants to play for those remaining months, I'll play him. And also, if he contributes inside the field and helps us to win games, I'll play him, regardless of he signed a pre-contract somewhere else. But if the attitude is right in the training sessions and he's doing well in our matches, I'll play him, man.
Not to be honest, Rabs, to a certain extent, I understand teams who do not continue playing players who've signed contracts with other pre-contracts with other teams or are looking to sign those contracts. Because in the past, I remember a few years ago, it could have been about 2007, I think, around 7, 8. We were playing a certain Soweto team, more Johannesburg Stadium, and we were playing so well that day, even though during that period we were just horrible. We were coached by Henry Michel. I'm not sure if he's late or not, but yeah, we were coached by him. And this player that we had missed a chance deliberately so. I believe he missed that chance deliberately so because he was not more than 3 years away from goal and open net, and he missed it. And he had signed a pre-contract. That left a mark because of the because of the team that we played. And he knows now what he did that day, player. I won't mention his name, but he knows what he did that day. Yeah, that's that, Masandawana. Thank you for watching yet another installment of the Yellow Corner. You will see us on Thursday as we preview our game week 3 of the CAF Champions League Group A, as we host Factory like K's Pyramids FC. Until then, sharp Masandawana, and good luck to the boys on Wednesday as they face Mpexo and Pro's team. Sharp, Masandawana.
Sharp, Masandawana, sharp, Ezu.